Hello, my name is Maria Serbus. I am an Akashic Records intuitive reader, channeler, and soon to be healer. And I want to hop on today just to share a channeled message from the Akashic Records. If you're new here, be sure to go to the start here and the highlights on my page, as well as if you scroll down, there's some Q&A, and I'll be sharing more on this page as I become more active here, which I'm really excited about. I have been in business for 3 years, but in the last year, I've done some deep transformational healing. One at a subconscious level, doing a lot of subconscious healing using the theta healing technique. And then also taking an excellent course with Amy Robeson, learning all about the Akashic Records, which I know my soul knows this. I've been doing this many, many moons, many lifetimes, but I'm really excited to do this more in my business here and now. I will do a quick announcement before I get into the channeled message. This channel is primarily for female entrepreneurs or solopreneurs who are wanting to become a more self-led soulpreneur. So welcome. And I want to share that for anybody that books a reading this summer, May, we're end of May, but if you book a reading in June, July, or August, for anyone that books a reading with me this summer, whether you book a 30-minute reading or a 60-minute reading, you will be on my priority list come August, September, when I'll be needing like 10 to 15 people to do a free healing session with me. So I'm super excited to be going deeper with my own journey into the Akashic Records. So I have my level 1 certification so that I can do one-on-one readings where we tap into your Akashic Records and you gain guidance on any area of your life. Specifically, if you want guidance on your business, or it could be whatever, on family, home. I tend to get people who want to know more about their business or their mission and their purpose. So yes, I have level 1 certification now. If you book a reading, you'll be priority because I'm going deeper and I'm taking the Healer's Edition, where I am also learning how to use the Akashic Records for deeper healings with people. So if that's something that sounds interesting to you and you want to be on my priority list, where you would then get a free healing session come August, September, when I need to start doing those for my certification, be sure to book a reading this summer because then you will get on the list. Okay. All right. So today the message that I'm going to be channeling from the Akashic Records. So I'm speaking to the high vibrational light beings that are on the 6th plane of existence. There's 7 planes. We're here on the 3rd plane, in the 3D. Your spirit guide team. So you've heard people refer to the spirit guide team. That can be spirit beings on the 4th or the 5th plane. And today we're accessing the Akashic Records, which has kind of the highest level of light beings, to talk to the masters, teachers, and loved ones at that vibration, to gain some guidance. And when I tapped into my records before I hopped on, the message is going to be around staying in your purpose. Like, how do you stay in this for the long run? Because entrepreneurship can be a journey, a long road. It can be hard, it can be stressful, it can be overwhelming, it can be downright confusing sometimes. Like, what am I supposed to do here? In so many ways. So the message that is going to be coming through today is just going to be about how to stay in it. How do you stay in the game and not give up, not throw in the towel, not get too burned out that you just get jaded or whatever. So, okay. So that was me, and now I'm just gonna channel a message from the Akashic Records. Many of us, are forgetting why we're here, which then can make part of the entrepreneurship difficult because you're forgetting why you're here. So they want me to emphasize, you need to remember why you're here. You need to follow the clues and the breadcrumbs that your guide team, that your higher self is giving you. Follow the breadcrumbs. That's number 1. That is going to help you in the long run, because they're saying your brain is going to just like keep it like, oh, maybe it's this, maybe it's this, no, maybe it's this, no. Like they're like, brain as a master problem solver is going to keep like, oh, running here, oh, running here, running here. Like the brain ultimately can sometimes want short-term brain candy. But, and that can lead to some frustration, overwhelm, burnout. So they're saying, number one, tap back into here, tap back into your heart, tap back into your soul essence to remember why you're here. Once you tap back into that, it's going to make things a lot less overwhelming. That's number one. And then number two, remember that time, we're putting too much pressure on, well, it needs to happen in this certain amount of time. My business needs to reach XYZ in this time. I need to have everything laid out by this time. Time. They're sharing like, remember, time is just like, it's a unit of measurement that we use here on Earth to help us like make sense of when things are happening. It's just part of our language and how we communicate and relate to each other, and whether we're talking about something that happened yesterday or something that's gonna be happening. Time is a construct that we've created to measure how things are happening here and in what order sequentially in the 3D. And the masters, teachers, and loved ones want to remind us that at the end of the day, though, time is like nothing. On the 4D, the 5D, like on these higher planes, it's all just happening now anyways. And every version of you that's already doing the thing that you love, that's already fulfilling out your mission, your purpose, like there is a version of you already who remembers why they're here and they're living it out and they're like so happy and they're so aligned. That version of you already exists. All you need to do is hop to that timeline, and it doesn't really matter how much time it takes because all time happens now. They really want to emphasize we need to remove the pressure of time off, because quite frankly, the second we stop freaking out that something needs to happen now or in the next month, or, we just set these urgency deadlines on ourselves because that's how our mind has learned how to like do things faster. They're like, the second you actually release the pressure of anything needing to happen on a certain timeline, quite frankly, you're actually going to speed up everything. Everything's just going to actually come quicker to you anyways, and you're going to be able to jump to whatever timeline you want, meaning you can have all of your greatest, highest desires, and it's actually ironically going to happen faster, but you need to actually let go of the whole time thing, like, and stop beating yourself up that, oh, I haven't figured this out now. They want you to know that like that overwhelm and burnout is because you're setting these parameters on yourself. You're tying a certain goal to a certain time period, and you think you're doing it out of motivation, but if you feel like that's actually creating stuckness, if it's creating overwhelm, if it's creating more stress, they're like, let it go. Let it go. Remember why you're here. Let go of the time pressure so that you can stay in this in the long game. You already have everything. They're like, if it's in your heart, you need to trust. If like whatever the vision is that you're wanting to do, or the mission or the why you think you're here or whatever, like if something's like lying in your heart already, they're like, you need to stop doubting that. Like your logic mind is coming in and being like, no, we don't have the money for that, or no, we don't have the resources for that, or no, I don't have the training for that, or no. But guess what? The no then is then causing the stuckness and the overwhelm. Not the actual desire. The desire is not actually causing that. If you leaned into the desire and you trusted the desires that are on your heart and you trusted that they are meant for you, that's literally part of the breadcrumbs of your soul trying to remind you why you're here. Remain open to that. Trust that. Lean into that. Trust and ask for your spirit guide team's help in bringing that vision to fruition, but do so without that like, but it's got to happen now, this time pressure. They really want us to let go of the time pressure. And I need this reminder too. So, okay, let me just check in if that's... Yeah, okay. They just gave a visual analogy that I'm just going to close out with for this one. And again, this all just goes back to stay in it for the long game. You're here for a reason. Okay, so the image that they gave me is just like, they're like, you know how like they're, I mean, they're kind of saying it's like that, but anyway, so I'll just describe. It's like they're showing like a rainbow. And you know that like, you know, the rainbow starts here. And then like sometimes you know how the rainbow, when we see it drawn in pictures, it goes up and then it's kind of like hidden in clouds. So then you don't technically see the other side of the rainbow. And then they also want me to pull in like, you know, whether you've been a Lucky Charms fan or not, like, you know, seek the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And we all know, metaphorically, but they're also saying like realistically, there is a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and we trust that. We know that. We know that like in all the drawings, yeah, sure, like there's a rainbow and there's a pot of gold. They're showing me, I mean, again, and they're showing me this analogy because I, you know, remember the Lucky Charms box. But anyways, they're like, so we, just because we can't see the other half of the rainbow because it goes up and gets lost in the clouds doesn't mean that the pot of gold's not at the end of the rainbow. Like, of course it's there. We know that, whether you know it from your childhood Lucky Charms box or whatever. They're saying the same thing is true for the desires in your heart. Like, you see it, or you maybe don't see it, but they're like, but you know it's there. So when you see the rainbow, trust that at the other end is all of your desires, everything you could ever want. It's already there. So trust that. Okay, that's that. So that can kind of conclude like the channeled message. And I just want to, now this is just me speaking. This is not the channeled part. I just want to add, and this is probably something maybe that we'll get into at our next channeled message. So just be sure you follow Akashic Records with Maria. I go weekly at least, or I go live at least once a week, sometimes more depending on if I'm being called to share messages such as this to help and support you on your way. Sometimes I'll also share light language transmissions if they come through. And right now that's sharing like an image. But anyways, okay, so the other thing I want to say, so this might come through in a separate thing, but I wanted to at least share it, is that so many of us have been programmed to not want more because more was greedy. Like, I don't want to be that person where like, I want more. Because again, like as children, we can get programmed like that more. Like, can I have more, please? Oh, could I get some more of this? We get told like, we get shut down. Like, how dare you ask for more? I gave you X. You know, I think of this like with my son now, like, okay, so I say like, hey, 10 more minutes before bed, like that he can play outside with his friends or do soccer out in the backyard, whatever. And okay, so then the 10 minutes is up and I call him in and he asks for more. He's like, Mom, can I have more? Now I could shut him down and just be like, how dare you ask for more? And I'm not going to lie, I'm not perfect. So I have sometimes said that, but I'm trying to be better now, especially because I got this message from the Akashic Records that like, we should not be shut down for wanting more. So just because my son is asking for more time to play allows me time to think like, oh, well, could he have 10 extra minutes outside? Or if it's a hard stop because whatever, it's bedtime routine, I will tell him that. But oftentimes as kids, we were shut down when we asked for more food, more ice cream, more whatever. And so then as adults, we stop asking for more. And it's not like a conflicting message that we shouldn't be grateful for what we already have. Like, you can have both. You get to be grateful for everything you have. You don't need much. Yes, Daisy, you get me, girl. Like, you don't need much. However, we should have no problem asking for more. So your desires, ask for more. If you're already living a pretty great life, awesome. And you can ask for more. If there is something on your heart, it is there for a reason. So if that comes up and I'm guided to do more channeled messaging on that, I will, but I just wanted to leave you with that. So have an awesome day.